Hi guys, how's it going? Ivano here. And as you might have heard, there will be a master mode for SWTOR's newest Lair Boss XR-53 coming in patch 7.7. But what you might have missed is that boss will have a chance to drop a new augment schematic, as was confirmed by Jackie here in this post on the PTS. So what new augments could these be? Well, if you look on Jedipedia and you search for Augment 86, you will see in here that with patch 7.6 already, they added the current best in slot augments, which are these purple ones that drop from the hard mode boss. The blue ones, of course, that I talked about in my other video. But in the same patch, they also added Golden Superior Augment 86, including the schematic, which we now can assume this is what Jackie was talking about. And those are the schematics that are going to be dropped from the new boss on the hardest difficulty. These were already data mined last October. And if you look at the stats on them, you will see that those are, of course, going to be best in slot. They will be at item rating 318, and they will give you 212 endurance and power with 162 critical rating. So, compared to the current best in slot augments that I'm sure many of you enjoyed grinding over the last couple of months, each of these augments will give you 19 endurance and power, and then 15 tertiary stat. So crit, alacrity, accuracy, or mastery, or of course tank stats depending on what you exactly run, which means in total, upgrading your whole gear set to the gold augments will give you 266 endurance and power and 210 crit, alacrity, or mastery, whatever you want to run. So from reading the PTS notes, the only way to get them will be to kill XR-53 in master mode difficulty, again coming with patch 7.7. And then this boss will have a chance to drop the schematic. As of now, we're not sure whether the bad luck protection that you introduced in one of the past patches will be active for this one as well, but I certainly hope that it does. The boss on master mode will certainly be even more challenging than it already is on hard mode right now. And while it's maybe not the hardest boss in the game, some of those new mechanics on master mode sound rather challenging, let's say, at least for your average pickup group. So these gold augments might be something that, especially in the beginning of the patch, will not be all that easy to get. And you can expect to pay quite a heavy price on the GTN for them. Now, for further details on the schematic and so on, we will need to wait for the 7.7 livestream. There will also be another round of PTS testing, so I'm sure some people will be able to kill the boss and maybe drop a screenshot of the schematic. But since this was already data mined in October on the SWTOR Theory Crafters Discord, we have at least an idea of what the crafting schematic for this will look like. And yeah, it's not going to be cheap, unfortunately. Because it looks like one of those augments will cost you 3 CM1337 components, 5 biostabilizers, and 5 bioessences. And then depending on the type of augment you want to craft, 5 of the primary components and 3 of the secondaries. So that will be quite a lot of crafting materials, and especially tech fragments. So because all of this can be a bit confusing, I updated the calculator that I originally built for patch 7.6. This is how it looks like. Basically, it's pretty simple. You put up here the number of augments that you want to craft. So let's say you want to craft 2 golden alacrity augments, 11 critical augments, and 1 accuracy augments, so 14 in total for your whole set. Then the main things you will need are 282 legendary embers, 146 OEMs and RPMs, and from those you can craft 35 CMs 1337, assuming you have average crit luck, which then in turn will net you 14 augments. Of course, you also need all these additional materials from Biochem and Artifice, and for those, the most important crew skills that you will need to farm are archaeology, treasure hunting. Slicing is also relatively important. Of course, bioanalysis is needed for the curious cell grafts, and you can basically read this sheet from the bottom up. So at the end of the day, you're not going to need to have 146 OEMs, RPMs, and 35 CMs. It's more that you need 146 OEMs to craft 35 CMs, if that makes sense. So yeah, crafting is still a little bit complicated in this game, but this is the easiest way I could figure out how to display it. And as you see, if we update those numbers, let's say for whatever reason you don't want any critical augments, then all of a sudden you need a lot less bioanalysis mats. But instead, maybe you want versatile augments. Then you will see now you need almost no synth breathing mats, because those are used only by the critical augments. And you will need a lot more of the arm text components. I didn't do a tank stat calculator because I don't really play tanks. So sorry for the PvE guys out there. But if you're playing full mitigation tank in PvP, you need to reevaluate your life choices anyway. And this calculator is not going to help you. Okay, so that's it. Another set of augments for us to grind. This seems to be the kind of content that we can expect from now on from Broadsword. And yeah, once again, not the most amazing news. Do you need these augments? I mean, not really, unless you're trying to go for some kind of record. The augments we have are already good enough for any content in the game anyway. And these augments will only give you the last 1 or 2% of extra performance boost. Also, I suggest that when the patch 7.7 livestream rolls around, you join the stream and let Broadsword know what you think about this augment grind. And maybe they'll at least make the recipe a little bit cheaper, because farming 146 OEMs is not the most fun way to spend your time, in my opinion, at least. So yeah, that's all I have for today, guys. Hopefully this video helped you a little bit. I'll put a link to this calculator in the description below, so you can check that out. And as always, if you liked this video and it helped you, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.